G'day and welcome to this video on, there's XA and ZK content in this. So we're at the other place and we pressure wash the wagon to have a bit of a look. And you know, to ascertain that the condition is still good or whatever. It's good as gold, that car. I'm not even worried about it. There's a couple of bits and pieces I have to fix, but you know, it doesn't matter at all. And I went on to say that I've got 17 doors I need to fix. I actually have 21 doors I need to fix. And some of them are just sort of blowing jobs, scuff and paint. Others are reskins, some are just rust repairs. So I've got 4 ZK, 4 EJ eventually, 8 XA at 16, 4 Galaxy, and a little Corolla door because we hit a kangaroo. Well, Charlie hit a kangaroo in my little green car. And old cars, I don't like driving old cars around that don't look good because police tend to, you know, pull you over and make sure they're in roadworthy condition, and I don't want that conversation. So the other thing we do is I wanted to retrofit a XBC front door into an XA front door. I want to see if I can make it work by cutting out the handle shell and welding it in. And I think I've got success, but I haven't got a handle. I want to finish the video off with the handle in there and just, oh, look at this, you know. But I don't know. I haven't got a handle. I've only got a back door one. I put it in and thought, oh, this doesn't fit too well. And I thought, oh dear, it's not going to work. And then I realised it was a back door handle, so it doesn't matter. It's all good. Anyway, on that note, I've got nothing else left to say. Take good care of yourselves. No, that's the end. Sorry. I hope you enjoy. Gosh, it's windy. There's going to be a storm later today, apparently. I had to spray the lawn. I know I remember to whippersnip around there. Third time in 2 weeks. Gosh, that wind. Here's another one. They're the sort of thing I get rid of straight away. Soon after we moved to Park Orchards when I was a kid, there was something like, I counted 13 underneath a wooden table at the back. I'm going to get rid of that. Robin, I'm pulling the cover off this bucket and this overwhelming waft of varnish came out of it. I'm tipping that tank. I'm going to wash it today, but I need to see what's in that tank. Now, a friend of mine, Shane, has an RX3, I think. Took his tank to John at the Hydroblasters, who has a machine to clean them out, and he was very impressed with the results. I'm going to maybe cut that. There's another screw there, and there's a buckled one there. I might have to get underneath and knock it back this way so it's straight, because I can't get a solid through. But ideally I'd like to take that out and give it a good hose. The tripod, but I didn't remember the bracket that held the phone. Look at this. Yuck. Am I the only one in feeling a bit squeamish with this sort of stuff? I don't know what's in there. And I've got to get rid of that, whatever it is, that old fuel. I would like to take that tank out though before I hose it, because I want to fill it up with water. The tank itself mightn't be in bad nick inside, I'm not sure. This is a pain. That bolt, where is it? That one is now spinning. It's the only one that actually, the nut rusted off or whatever, I don't know, but it's spinning. I haven't tried that one under there yet, but I can get to the back of that to spray it and everything. I can't to that. It's covered, if you know what I mean. That panel there sort of comes under and covers the end of the bolts. So I don't really want water getting in here, but if it does get in, it doesn't matter. I'm coming back and I'll have to just mask all that off and grind that out. I can't even get a drill onto it. I'm going to have to use an angle grinder, but it's dangerous. I don't know how flammable that is, but you know, it's something I don't like doing. I'll just have to cover the whole thing with a big blanket and get it out that way. So much for no water getting in. Trying to do this single-handed. So bloody dirty. Look at that brown water. And it's going in the bloody tank. Well, it will be. Right, so I've got some electricity and power points, and we're going to start cutting these next time. I've got to bring the welder up. I've got Grant's welder, which I haven't finished the video on that, or the little piece I've done on it, and I'm going to start cutting that up. Weld it up first, a bar in there. Let's have a look at this. I've just given it a pressure clean, and it's been sort of drying off. I want to see it dry. Everything looks good wet. Some stuff I couldn't get off, like on the cross member. I haven't got my scrape with me, I'm just using a screwdriver. But that it was really, really tough to get off, and the same with the steering box. But the main thing is behind the box on that rail, and this rail under the battery, and the caster rods, or the caster rod housing, sorry, everything looks really good. I've no complaints. This is a very, very good car. They're just a bit untidy. But a new Kelly green paint job in there, you know, get rid of, do what we did with the other car, get rid of the paint. We should be good. Hang on, I've got my little die grinder thing with me, just a sec. This is pretty mucked up, but let's see what happens. just like the Fairlane was. It's just got a surface. It's just a Scotch-Brite type disc. Yeah, it's going to come up a treat. There's some stains in it. You could probably hit that with a bit of, you know, the 80 grit or 120 grit thing on the die grinder, but you know, there it's much thicker. You'll probably just run over that, but on the thinner stuff, I wouldn't worry. You could probably put a bit of phosphoric on there if you wanted to. But it shows you the condition of it. This car is so good. Right, I'm not going to touch the inside part of the plenum. I might just deoxidine it and throw a bit of primer and colour there. Same as on the back there. But it's not looking bad at all. Hang on a minute. Can we get a light? That heater intake thing isn't too bad. I'll see the other side of it when I cut here. The driver's floor we knew we were taking out. All these channels are really, really good. All in there is really good too. That's the back of the torque box. You can see that green bit there. That's the torque box, and it's like the sedan. The sedan's torque box is good too. So although we've got some rust on the front of it, and on the side of it on that side there, I can get the cut for that. Look at this, another thing. That pressure cleaner's not that strong, but it still blew a bigger hole there. And rust is funny, so just adjacent to that's probably fine. I just need to investigate it by cutting it. If there's too much damage, I'll just do this floor as well. I just don't think I need to though. We've got a hole there. And that one, that's all I've found so far. The rest of it looks pretty good. Might be thin up there too. Don't know. Wire wheel's going to tell me a lot about that. What's that? Another rust hole? I think that's over near here, isn't it? Underneath, is it maybe? Don't know. We've got to sort that out. But the rest of it's, yeah, really good. Got rid of the rat poo. Or urine, sorry. And fresh coat of paint's going to look good. Got to straighten up that floor bit over there. Somebody said that might be a fair job to do, and I kind of agree. There is an outrigger that's pretty buggered on the other side, so I might be underneath it as well. But there's nothing immediately under that, I don't think. Is there? Don't get too wet. I can't see. But the rest of it, I even pressure clean these. Might take that switch out and pull it apart and try it out. But yeah, really happy. Really happy with it. It was bloody fantastic. Very easy fix on the tunnel. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to replace the tunnel. But we'll see. It's got holes all over the place. Probably easy just to put a new one in. Don't know. Whoops. This hole here I'm looking at. They're just those captives. So, yeah, all told, that's a much better car than I thought it would be. They look crap now. What's the platinum this thing like? Let's have a look at this sedan. I'm about to cut this up. I think the platinum in this is pretty good. Oops, just a second, let me get prepared. That's kind of psychedelic, isn't it? It's the inside of the shock tower. The phone sort of fell on there. That's probably fairly similar. It's probably fairly similar. What's down here? That actually looks pretty good. But this one, I think the bulk of the damage is on the sides. It's got this which doesn't look good, but that's just where the seam seal has been blown out. There's a bit of surface rust there. I'll have a closer look at that, but I'm sort of looking. It's got a sharp edge. Are they holes? If I don't have to do it, I'm not doing it. That's just the end of it. I ain't going to change that though. Here I am in one of my favourite places. Last day of holidays. I'm back at work tomorrow, which isn't one of my favourite places. Can't complain though, they're pretty good to me. Look at these. They're the roof racks from the XA, and I think they're retro cool. Look at them. I got them blasted just because, and I'm not sure if I use them. I've only got one. There's another one down there, but I've only got one bar. That bar's a nothing. That's just a piece of steel. They can go scrap. But I'll take these off and get them done. And today I think I'll etch all those things that were, what's the word for it? Clean up, yeah, and hang them up, let them dry, including the bell housing. I've bored you guys enough with edge plating or edge painting and all this sort of stuff. There's a few bits here, the top of the gearbox. I'll just do that silver. Still do the bell housing, the other XA wheel and the Galaxy wheel, but they're inside. I'll bring those out. A couple of pulleys. Nice original Ford ones. It's got a funny emblem on it somewhere. Yeah, there. Where is it? There. That's the battery stand for the wagon. So I'm just going to blow over these alternator brackets, that sort of thing. I do have the saddle I mixed for the XW. I mixed the colour, so they need saddle, that needs to be saddle, their saddle. The rest of them are satin black, that's green. I mixed it and left it in a jar. And I mixed it 10 years ago. I'm just going to see if I've still got it. I'm going to freehand this one. So I wanted to clear this bell housing because I love the sort of natural look. I'm going to paint it this colour. That's what I did the rock covers and the air cleaner on the ZK in. All it is Mitsubishi James Hill Silver, and I threw some black in. And we'll just start by giving it a light dust over. I don't want too much in there. And we've got to kind of go up and down a bit because there's these strengthening ribs in the casting. I'm just going to dust it on. This is acrylic, so it dries really quickly anyhow. I'll probably put my mask on. And really thin at the top, so I don't really want much coverage at the top because that's where the gearbox mounts. And we've just got to... It won't be too bad in terms of it being... Oh, there's a mark there. I wonder what that is. Some crap in it. A bit of stuff that was left over from the hydroblasting. Now, I'm not by any stretch a trained painter, so people who are trained painters would probably look at this and think I was a cowboy. I've got to pick that up actually, but I'm just going to go over the top of it for now. Try and feather under it, just under the edge because you see that bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for a minute. It's a beautiful colour. It's very gunmetal. But anyway, look, I'm just going to leave this for a sec. I'll give it another coat. I don't know if I'll get the clear done today. It is overcast. Bit of blue in there. Right, so I've just rattle canned those two there for the wagon. So the idea of this is the best stuff goes to the sedan. That's glossy because it's wet. It's a satin paint. And our parts bounty. I haven't clear coated this gunmetal-y colour yet, but it'll stay that colour rather than clearing the other one, which I kind of liked. It's very rough because it's a rough casting, but it's a very clean item now that it's been blasted. That's Kelly green, that wheel. There'll be black behind, of course, but that's another one for the green paint. That's the Galaxies. Now, if it had just the hubcaps, I'd probably do them springtime yellow. But I think I'm going to use full hubcaps with it, full wheel covers. But that's a 15x6 Kelsey wheel. These all have to be painted in the saddle. Now I think the XY saddle and the XA saddle is the same. This is the top of the gearbox there. By contrast, that CXW's one, which I never fitted between the sort of the top, I never got around to it. And the reason was I never liked this because it's a sort of it's a reproduction part, like that dog ball that I just kicked. And yeah, I'm just going to wipe all that off and key it and use a plastic primer I think first because it's quite a slimy new plastic. And I did scuff it, but it didn't stick, so I never put them on. I've got to find the other one yet, so I need to do those as well. That's the same part in an XA. So it's just the top of the B pillar. And that's probably, that's just cool. I'll just etch that. I'll just throw some rattle can on it with golden. But I think we're good. They're the Wagon rear hinges for the back seats. And that's going to be green as well. That's the battery. The parts that came with that car are immaculate. I can't get over it. That's the part of the battery clamp. The post that holds the battery tray there. Right, how many doors do I have to fix? I think there's 17. 17 doors. Oh, hang on, I'm taking it off. 17 doors. This is one of the Wagon ones. I'm just having a bit of a look here. I've had an idea. I'm not going to say yet what it is in case it's bad. But taking the hinges off, that's gone to hydro. I know I take everything to hydroblasting. This build is not going to be cheap. Is this seal? Yeah, this build's not going to be cheap because I'm getting quite a lot of stuff done. But let me just pull this trim off. I've got to take that off. It's got a screw sort of wedged in here. Take the glass out. It's not anti-sun, which is cheap. But I've got to take that out. And I'll be back. This looks so far to be quite a salvageable door. God, I don't want to speak too soon. I've seen a lot of them crack in here too. Hang on a minute. In there. Was that the XW? It could have been the XW. It's thinner there. This is thicker, which is probably why it's thicker because of their propensity for cracking. So I'm going to clean all this muck off. And that man is a superstar, whoever gave me this. Nick. I think it was Nick. But looking at this, it hasn't had a lot. See the plating there? You get seasick. Hang on, I'll stop it. Yeah, this it seems to be in reasonable condition, although the window is really, really stiff. So, looking good so far. Slightly bit short. Got the glass and everything out. These things got a brace in here. I'm actually filming this more for my benefit than yours. Looking down inside the door, I was looking at how the door handle fits. So it's secured at the top. And there's that brace that runs here down to the door handle, which then has a screw here. So it sort of gives it rigidity. The skin is gone there. It feels boggy around there. This bit here though, check out the inside. I've got to figure out how to get that quarter glass out too. It should push that way. It's being quite problematic. Let me just get you a view inside. Hang on, we'll go down here where the sun is. Can you see that enormous chunk of filler? It looks like dog feces. The guys kept, look at it, oh, I'll get the light on it, beautiful. The guys kept filling it and filling it and filling it while it's gathering on the other side. So it's probably best, I mean, looking at the inside of the skin, it doesn't look that bad. It's just, oh, there's dirty long legs down there. It's just that bit there. And a patch over this side. It's probably not a bad idea to take the paint off the bottom if it's all stuffed, or it looks like it's going to be soon. A whole rust repair section is probably the way to go. But that looks pretty good. Certainly not as bad as I thought. Right, well, this door's not too bad. We're pretty good all around here. And then it gets ugly. And you can see it's gone through the frame there. And it's puffed up. So that's no good, and that's no good there. Yet, on the other side, I'll flick around a minute, you'll see it looks pretty good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this off. And I'll have to patch that. But cut it off along here to about there. That's all actually pretty good. It's just this area here is terrible. I reckon put a piece of steel behind there and then cut that whole bit off another door. I should have one that'll fit. And stitch it up and we shouldn't be able to see it. These are not good. This is a XBC door handle. You can see it's broken. These are one of the aftermarkets that don't fit too well. And it was in this door. They can go straight in the trash. I'm going to flick it over. And this shows you, I've taken the paint off. And I can't actually see anything. There's a tiny little thing there. Now, that could, hello little spider, that could come through. I'd be inclined to, I'm repairing behind it. So while I'm repairing behind it, slap a bit of brass or something there and weld it in from behind just to fill that, get rid of it and fill it up with fresh metal. The bottom of this, I'm not going to change. It actually looks good from there. The thing that I want to do, and this is the right hand front, there's a driver's door, which was originally Wild Violet. So this will be off an XB. That's joggled in there. Let me show you something. I just found these studs on the back of that. These are 6x1, they're not Imperial. I'll keep those, it's the only good thing about it. These XA door handles are smaller. Only a little bit smaller. What I'm wondering, even if I have to widen that area there, I'm not too worried. The other skin that I've got, which was on the driver's door? No, it was the left-hand front door. The other skin, I should have a driver's one here. I'm wondering if I can cut out that XA handle and fit it in there and then weld right around it. I'd much sooner do that than cutting a patch and all this, because that's all joggled. That's ready for me to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of joggled, it's just pressed really, but it acts like a joggle in that there's a step there. And I reckon that's the best way to convert, it's a back door handle, convert an XA or an XB to an XC, an XB, sorry, to an XA door. I'm going to try. If it doesn't work, I'll document it so you can see where I screwed up, but I reckon that might be the way to go. So next to the back tap, you can see, you've got to have a look at that. You've got to have a look at that filler job again. Where is it there? Isn't that dreadful? Is it out of focus? Is it focusing? Right, so this door's repairable. That door's repairable. I must have touched the lens. I've got sunscreen on. I'm not going to do these yet because the sedan has priority. And the doors on that car have to be better than the Wagon. The Wagon's just like a side project kind of thing. So I've got to see if I've got another driver's door skin here that I can rob. I'm pretty sure I have somewhere. Right. Driver's door from the sedan, the Summer Gold Outback car. Skin looks pretty knackered, but that looks really good under there. The skin on this one is far better. This one is dented, but I'm cutting really close to the bone there. I've got a set of Fairmont trims, and I do want to put Fairmont chrome trims on this Falcon, on the Wagon. Now I think I can make one good door out of these two. I think the only problem I've got, well, at least I think the sedan has got 4 green doors on it, and I think it's only the right hand rear that's knackered. I've got some photographs, I need to go through them. This looks pretty bad at the bottom though, and the skin's all over the place. So let's turn around and see what it's like on the other side. Excellent. We've got Red Bull dust, but we don't care. The forward corner on the other door is knackered. That's actually good. So I can use that. I can use that bit there. I can use a bit of the bottom. I'll cut the whole thing off. And the door handle thing, I'm hoping. And that is so good. That is so good. I'm really happy with it. So this is recycling at its best. We'll take all the hardware out of it. I'm not going to keep that. I'm not going to keep that. But I will keep the window winder mechanism and all that sort of other stuff. I'll do some surgery, cut some stuff out. I might just put the two together just to have a look. Beautiful. Look. Maybe not there. I should be able to use some of this further up here. Patch that. I'll have to cut that out right where the metal's fresh. It might not be 100% true to the original, but it will look a bit like that. I don't think it matters. This door is much better, but with gremlins. And so That's what I'm happy about. That's so awesome because that's just more junk I get out of here. I love having it clean up. And I normally, you know, build this up. There's the old Fairlane door there, the old Fairlane springs I don't want. There's a radiator there, the rusty red EJ boot lid which I cut down. That all goes to be recycled. And that XA door is going to join this pile today. So I love recycling. And I love cleaning up around here because I bring so much junk back. My daughter just said something bad. Right, so my brother, John, loves aftermarket. I'm not sure if he wants... Damn, that could have been bad. I'm not sure if he wants this, but I've saved it for the sedan. It's a proper GT Falcon 351 radiator. It's a 4-core. They're actually quite hard to get. That was from Nathan Hickey's little bounty. I need to get back onto this XC, which I keep saying. Look at this on the water pump. It's all sort of oxidizing because I haven't used the car. I did change this one over to a 3-core. I think I did it at the same time as that old style Thompson pump. And I've got 2 twin-core ones there. One's off the Fairlane, which is the same as the 302. And the other one I'll use in the Wagon, but the Wagon, the XC6s, XA and XC6s used a down, sort of a vertical flow on the 6s. The V8s didn't. But I think the XA radiator's a lot narrower. Are they both the same? They're both the same, I think. Hang on a minute. That's obviously the Fairlane one with the thing there. Oh, hang on, no, it's not. I'll just put it. They're both the same. I might have to. Someone's taken residency in there. I might have to cut the rad support, or at least drill for a wider radiator because I don't intend to buy another one. I'm just going to use those. If you're an engineer, do not watch what I'm doing. I'm using an engineer's rule to put against there and give it a little tap to release this trim. If you use a screwdriver, it'll stretch the stainless because these aren't chrome, they're actually stainless steel. So I'm just going along. Whoopsie. I've already got that off there. There it is. And around the bend, it'll come off anyway. So I'm just going up the back. You can see that's already released. And down the front there. I don't know if you can see down the front. I've got to clean. I'm sorry about this backyard. There was a fence there. And because of the building works, it's a real mess. So I've got to clean it up. I'm going to come down here. Take these Fairmont trims off. The sedan's got a set of Fairmont trims. And I think I've got some spares as well. These are going on the Wagon. I think John wants the B pillar trim, which I've got one of those. But the Wagon doesn't need to. I'll just have a green between the doors. But I will put these on. You'll know when they release because you can't get the ruler on top. It just slides off. But where they've not released, there's a little tiny ledge. And that should, and you can also get underneath it. Just run the ruler. Just give it a little pry because you don't want to dent the outside of it. Okay, that's off. That mirror's in the way. Whoa. Come on, cunt face, get off. That's come away. And we just got it up without doing any damage at all. That'll polish out that bit. It's beautiful condition, isn't it? Look. Lovely. And we haven't damaged the edge at all, so it'll just go straight on the new door, or the repaired door, with no issue. The only thing we have to bend is that tab, because that's bent over. So I'll take away this one here, and I think we're almost ready to cut this door up. So, I'm keeping all the fasteners. They'll go off and get blasted and plated. Because I'm going to have the opportunity to pick what I like the best out of all the parts. So I'm keeping all the linkages. I actually don't know what I've got. I've just got a stack of them, but I don't know if I've got all the right ones. I know the sedan had the wrong one on the driver's door handle. It wouldn't open and close properly. These come up great when you get them blasted and plated. one thing to be careful of, you've got to remove the springs. There's a lock spring, which I think might, oh no, there it is there. So it is there. See that? And it's tucked in there, and it's wrapped in here. Hopefully it doesn't fly when I undo it. There it is there. Where'd it go? Is it still there? Yes, it's still there. Risky doing it this way because I'm outside and not being awfully careful. Did that come out? No, it didn't come out. Damn. Hang on. Get out there, you son of a gun. Now the reason I'm telling you to be careful with it, these springs, I just flicked myself in the finger with it, is because they disappear. If you're using the sort of plating that uses acid etch, it'll affect the spring. I'm having trouble getting this out. Normally, you know why? Because the bloody camera's on. Oddly enough, they're actually easier to put in than they are to take out. So you want to take that out. Let's put that in the same spot. And also this guy here. I always take these out. I don't know if other people do, but I do. And it's the same sort of thing. Just get rid of it. And then of course these plastic bits, because they'll get destroyed and you're good to go. That actually feels like a very good mechanism. It feels better than the other one. It's a bit gritty, but yeah. Keep everything except the stuff you don't want. This was all full of broken glass and so forth, so I was trying to be careful. And we're still joined somewhere. Oh, I see. We got it now. Now, hold on. There we go, the Bounty. So that can go in the garbage. Rolls of wire. Better instruments, maybe? Anyone missing a bottle top? Right, I've got to sweep up and everything. But that's the section I wanted. This a nice bit of curve there, so I can use that as a patch. But really the bottom and the frame member too, that's destroyed. It's very thick steel, isn't it? That's why these things have lasted. None of the modern cars have, what's that, probably 1mm sheet stock or so. Tools mean I couldn't reach in there. And there's a tiny bit just there, but it doesn't matter. I just want to get that off because it's much easier to weld when it's clean. And I'll clean the other side as well. I'm just going to stretch some tape across so I can draw exactly the line I want within reason. And I can do it with a fine line or a pen or something. I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm going to include it in the video even if it's unsuccessful. Right, well I think I'm finished with this door now. I don't think there's anything else I need. I'll just check the other doors just before I throw it out. But that's now ready for the recyclers. I'll show what I've done. I haven't cleaned this well. My brother's got a good tool for getting in the corners, but I've cut this out. I don't know, guys, what do you reckon? XA door out of an XBC door. You got to be careful when you weld it in. It's got to be up like that so it's flush. And that means it's not too revealing there. I might even weld around the outside here and from inside the car weld this bottom bit. The only issue I can see is this, which is easy to overcome. You can see the top through there, this bit there. I've got to cut away a couple of small bits of that, but that's pretty easy. Anyway, what do you reckon? Sort of doable? I don't know if actually this is a great idea, but that's how I'm going for now. This magnet here, I've got to be careful with this. That's how I want it. Is it? That's how I want it. I'm not getting it. Yeah, that's how I want it there. But I'm going to have to be careful when I put the first tack down because I don't want to louse it up. It's going to be pretty easy to stuff this. Just has to be right for one tack, then I can work on it. It's not a bad beginning, I suppose. How's that? Have to get my hammer, I think. That's actually not how I wanted it. Let me get my metalworking hammer, give it a bit of a tap tap. I forgot to clean this out. There was a lot of straw type stuff in there. There's just got dust and dirt in there now. I don't think it turned out too bad. There's a couple of little areas there, over there, which I didn't do too well. So I'll go over it again, but I just wanted to get it finished today. There's also one down in the centre at the bottom there. But aside from that, I think I don't reckon it looks too bad. So I'll just dust a bit of primer on so it doesn't rust. And we'll fit up a door handle and see how she looks. There's a different door. This is one Marty donated for the Fairlane. These trims here are much easier to bend because they're aluminium. So you've just got to be super careful. They're really easy to distort. That being said, you could use a nylon hammer and sort of tap them in, maybe with a block of wood to straighten them if you did end up distorting them too much. I'm getting impatient there, you can tell, eh? There we go. Now I've got a few sets of these. These are 3-piece rather than 2. And I'll just use the best of whatever I've got. This old spatula I bought, I think in 1990 when I moved into my first house. It's knackered. I cleaned off hundreds of bricks with it. I've sharpened the edges and cut out windscreens, all sorts of stuff. I wouldn't use my good one for this, but these things you can fight and try and remove them, or you can just use a chisel or use one of these just to cut the ends off. And they just come off and the inside goes inside the door and makes life easier. When they're old, they're really good. The XA ones just bang, bang, bang. All of them came off. I've got to drill that out too. Getting closer. I cleaned up the backyard and removed the fence over there. I'm going to take these pavers. I've got to wash these pavers. There was that horrible temporary fence, and they're all dirty. Normally every spring I pressure wash these. But because of the building next door and the mess in the garden bed, I'm going to raise this up. I'll use new sleepers, make a bed, put a living fence there. It's fallen apart. I did it nearly 20 years ago. I've been in the place 20. That shed there is going in behind there, and there's a nice camellia which I'll bring over here. Get rid of all that. We used to call it wandering Jew. I don't know what it is, that weed. It's noxious as hell. And redo the bridge over the pond, and I removed the pool fence from the spa we used to have. So I've got to replace those stairs. I put cleats under there and they've all rotted underneath. So I'll put a new staircase in too. I've got a lot of work to do around here. Just got to wait for him to finish with this. I've lost a door. There's the left-hand rear XA Outback car door there. That one, which is the right-hand front, and the right-hand rear. Oh no, that's off the Wagon. Sorry, that's off the Wagon. So I don't know. I'm missing the right-hand rear door from the sedan. I don't know where it is. I haven't thrown it out, and I've not the foggiest notion what to do with it because I need some of the cuts. So I've got all this is going to the scrappers. I'm looking forward to doing that, really. I've just got to I'll throw it once I've got to get the XA sedan doors back here, because I work on them here and I work on the car there, just in case there's any cuts. That even on that, I mean, Ford changed designs completely, but some of that'll probably fit. Some of those curves are probably the same, I don't know, but go away good. And I've got to do this is ground side here. Oh, I've got to clean those out. I think someone mentioned those 2 big doors, and they lift up so you can have shelter here. And I'll have the pavers sort of along here, and the lawn will go there. Of course, many thanks to Phil for sending me a socket set. 3/8 and 1/4 inch drive with a pretty spiffy looking ratchet, which I need. My Minimax is getting worn. My favourite ratchet. And this is wonderful. It's got all the sockets in tow. And that's going to come in very, very handy, considering now I'm working out of 2 places. So thank you very much, Phil. That's very, very kind of you. Belt housing's all cleared up. That was beautiful. I could eat off that. I've got 3 of these wheels. I've got 3 of everything. So I've only got 3 of these. These are ROH 14 by 6. Small centre hole. And I need one more if anyone's got one that they want to sell. Galaxy rims 15 by 6. I've got 3. I need one more. And they're not riveted. They're welded rims. And of course I've got 3XD ones too, but I don't really need another one at the moment. Some of these I've just got to paint the back and also the back of the wheel rim too. And more yellow stuff to the platers. Well, this is a bit of a fail. I just threw a bit of primer on there to stop it rusting, and then forgot to put primer anyway. And the video I was supposed to finish with this handle in there, operational, yeah? That's a back door handle. So it doesn't quite fit properly. And then I thought, oh no, the angle of the door is different, but it's not. It's just the fact that I tried to shoehorn that in there. And it's for the wrong thing, but that's it. It's a little bit squared off where I've been grinding, so we'll need body work now, yeah, to make it good. But I think it's worked. So on that note, I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.